Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we join Mayor Brad Cohn at Bicentennial Park, where a ribbon-cutting ceremony was held to unveil the new and improved tennis courts. We visit VFW post number 133, where a veteran walked from Washington, D.C. to East Brunswick as a fundraiser for Unbroken Warriors, a nonprofit group working to help veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. The leading New Jersey state climatologist visits the East Brunswick Public Library for a special presentation and lecture sponsored by the Friends of the Environmental Commission. And as the school year winds down, we have special segments from Warnsdorfer Elementary School's Arbor Day celebration, the Bowne Munro Elementary School's Fit Girls 2-mile race, and we celebrate Senior Day with the East Brunswick High School boys track team. So stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
So today we officially celebrated the formal opening of Bicentennial Park's new refurbished tennis courts here in East Brunswick. This project started in 2016. It was a complete reconstruction of the asphalt courts here, new fencing, and brand new LED light system, which came out really great. The tennis community in East Brunswick came out to help us celebrate. Mayor Brad Cohn and council members were here as well to help us celebrate the opening and the accomplishment of the township, investing into our park system here in East Brunswick. So it was a really fun day. It's great to see a lot of the folks who use these courts every morning out here today, helping us celebrate this accomplishment. The courts behind me are the most widely used courts in the community, as many of the tennis folks can appreciate here this morning. This project included a reconstruction of the asphalt tennis courts, a refurbished fencing, new color coding and striping, and a new state-of-the-art LED lighting system, which will save the township energy costs down the road for sure. I just want to also mention special thanks in regards to this project to the Department of Planning and Engineering, specifically Greg Podkolsky and Keith Kipp. We've been working a lot together with a lot of capital projects in the last several years, and in my humble opinion, these guys, they're such a great resource to the town, and they help us out so much, so thank you guys. I also just wanted to thank our Parks and Recreation Department, our employees, hey guys, who maintain our entire park system throughout the year. Our recreation employees, Sandy and Rick, thanks so much for all you guys do. We couldn't have done this project without everybody's help, so thank you very much. I also want to acknowledge Manny DeRocha from BlackRock Enterprises. Manny's guys did a great job. They actually did the majority of the work you see behind me, so thank you, Manny, for all your diligent work. I also want to thank the tennis community, in particular Ronnie Lee, who's also part of the recreation. Yeah. Ronnie's been a big help in helping us move tennis forward in our community. She's also a member of the Township's Recreation Parks Advisory Board, so thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it. Yeah, so the dedication bench was purchased by the tennis community, Jose De Leon, to memorialize him and his participation in all the tennis games out here early in the mornings. And he's obviously someone who's very loved by the tennis community, and it was a nice touch to be able to dedicate a bench and install it with the opening of the new courts as well. So it was kind of fitting to do both at the same time.
We always try to be grateful, and that's what we have learned by becoming a community in tennis. I was here about 20 years ago, and Jose De Leon, who we have this memorial bench here, had given me an opportunity to play tennis, and I learned from Miyuki and Maria and Chris, some of our original players, that we really embraced anyone to come into our tennis community and become a family. So as we've grown from 20 years ago from the courts when it was new back then, and then subsequently seeing it grow. The family of tennis has grown, but really it's to give back. So today's purpose really is to say thank you to the township, certainly Mayor Brad Cohen, Camille is our councilwoman, but my respects really to the director, Michael Reisner, because he's been very patient and just open-hearted to adapt to some of my requests for the tennis family. And we wanted to give thanks as a tennis family back to Mike Reiser and his team.
We just hope everybody enjoys the new tennis courts here. Part of this project also was resurfacing of the courts at Lenape Park, which is on the south end of town off of Millman Drive. And that was also recently refurbished as well. So we invite everybody to take a ride down the other side of town as well and use those courts as well. So tennis is alive and well here in East Brunswick.
We're a community, and when I think about East Brunswick as a community, I don't think about the taxes, I don't think about council meetings, I think about this. I think about parks, I think about the activities that we do here, I think about all the opportunities that we need to provide for the residents, and that has nothing to do with ethnicity, has nothing to do with religion. This is, to me, what a community means, and it is the equalizer. This is where we all meet and become what I think is the essence of being an East Brunswick resident. It really is a community effort, and everybody that was involved, they have our deepest gratitude. I hope everybody enjoys the tennis courts. They're beautiful, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands that East Brunswick, the center of the state, and this is an example of why we really are as great of a town as we are, and it's all because of you.
Today, I finished a 240-plus mile journey from Washington, D.C. to East Brunswick, New Jersey. The walk was to raise awareness and funds to assist veterans seeking treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. It accomplished its mission because we raised money, and then we had a lot of people asking questions, and that means that the general public is starting to realize that this does exist, that veterans are dealing with it, that not only veterans but everyone that goes through traumatic experiences are dealing with it. And that's exactly why I created this foundation. It's called Unbroken Warriors. To spread the word, raise funds, and get the people that have it the help that they need. My service dog's name is Emery. She's specifically trained to help me with my needs with post-traumatic stress. I can take her everywhere I go. She's not a therapy dog. She's not an emotional support animal. She's a service animal. So she's specifically trained to help me with a service. I just want to thank everyone for donating, for following us, for giving us the support that I never dreamed of when I first thought of starting this organization. It's amazing, and I hope that it continues to grow, because this is something that the public needs to know about. It is something that veterans struggle with on a daily basis. I mean, the statistic of 22 veterans that commit suicide a day is a number, but I think the number is a lot higher than that, and that's a shame. And we're trying to do what we can to bring that number lower. If you go to unbrokenwarriors.org, all you need to know is on there, especially for veterans that are seeking help. Any information you share with us is confidential. We work with other organizations, so if we can't find you the help, we'll find other organizations that can. And regardless of your discharge status, doesn't matter. We're always there to help any veteran that served this country.
Well, I've had the opportunity to speak here in East Brunswick to a really receptive group of individuals who came out wanting to learn a little bit more about our weather and climate of the state. Gave me the opportunity to tell them about New Jersey and specifically and what we've experienced weather and climate-wise in the past and what we may see in the future, and more importantly, why things may be changing and may continue to change into the future. It's recognized that we have changes that are occurring at a very fast pace. Temperatures are warming globally. Sea ice is melting in polar regions. Snow cover is melting earlier in the spring season. A number of indicators that the climate is changing, and it's changing rapidly. That's part one. Part two, of course, is why is it changing? And we have evidence now through climate models and through greenhouse gas theory that humans are playing a major role in the changes that have been occurring in the last 4 or 5 decades. And as such, the human fingerprint is all over the changes that we're seeing in this day and age. Here in New Jersey, we have a variety of effects. We may already be seeing an indication that our rainfall is coming in larger doses. A little bit more, yes, but also the fact that when it rains, there's more moisture in a warm atmosphere. And when you get that trigger there, we're having larger rainfall events, and the flooding we've seen, for instance, on numerous occasions in the Raritan Basin over the last 15 to 20 years. So we've seen temperatures warming. We've had many of our warmest years on record since the turn of the century. And just since August of 2016, we've had the warmest August, warmest February, and warmest April in 123 years of statewide records. And then finally, you look to the coast, and sea level has risen about a foot in the past century, a large portion of that due to the warming oceans expanding and some glacial melting. But in the future, the pace of that sea level rise is expected to increase as melting becomes more prominent on ice sheets found in Greenland and in the Antarctic. We have to accept that the climate is changing, understand that, and then there's really a couple of approaches. One is to try to mitigate things, slow this train that has left the station, and with that, use more efficient means of energy, green energy, and attempt to use less of it. So it's both need to go. We need to use less energy, and the energy we use should be greener energy. That's number one. We also have to realize that the climate is going to keep changing, and we're not going to stop the train. So we're going to need to learn to be more resilient and adapt, be better prepared to have more resilient utilities when we have major storms, to raise our infrastructure to safe levels, and of course, weatherproof, climate-proof our homes. And the final thing we can do is pay heed to this, pay attention to what's going on, and this awareness can be reflected in community action on an individual's part, not just saving personal energy, and simply just promote some smart technologies, smart applications of things that may slow this process, maybe eventually with time reverse it, although that's unlikely to occur in the lifetime of anyone's children or grandchildren. We're going to need to learn to adapt in some respects. The take-home point is to accept and understand that the climate is changing and humans are having an impact on this, not give up hope that there's nothing we can do about this. Rather, we can learn to slow this change of climate down, and we can learn to adjust with it. But it's going to be part of our lives in the future. And the sooner we get the understanding accepted by most, if not all, then we'll have more intelligent discussions of what we can do about it.
Welcome to Warnsdorfer Elementary School and welcome to East Brunswick Township's Arbor Day celebration. My name is Joseph Satari and I am proud to be the principal of this wonderful school. and to represent our wonderful students and teachers. Thank you all for coming out to Warnsdorfer Elementary School. We're so excited to host this annual event here.
This year, our Arbor Day theme is to celebrate trees in our community. First off, I would like to thank all the dignitaries that have come here to our school to celebrate this special day with us. We are so excited to have you here at our school today. We would also like to thank the Arbor Day Committee for donating this wonderful tree to us. It is an honor for our school to receive this donation. This tree is a symbol of how we, as a school, respect nature. Thank you so much. Our school works very hard to respect and care about nature. We have different ways we show how we respect nature. Students and staff at our school plant trees and work very hard to make our school environment a good place to be. This is what Arbor Day is all about, respecting people, animals, and especially nature. As a Warnsdorfer student, I think that students try hard to respect nature and to help the environment. We realize why nature is so important to us and what good it does. We are working hard in many different ways to make sure that we do good things for our world by helping people, animals, and especially our trees.
We're going to take a moment of the Arbor Day celebration to thank our wonderful Warnsdorfer PTA, who does so much for us here at this school. And our PTA recently donated this beautiful gazebo to us. So we decided that we would take a little bit of time here to have a ribbon cutting ceremony and dedicate our gazebo officially that was donated by our Warnsdorfer PTA.
It's great to be here for Arbor Day. So Arbor Day started in 1872, and in Nebraska, Nebraska is a state far away from us, and it's a plain state, so that means it's very flat. And believe it or not, they had no trees in Nebraska. So a man named Sterling Morton came up with the idea that they should have a contest to see who could plant the most trees. And that year, they planted 1 million trees in Nebraska so that they could have all of the value of trees there. And since that time, so this one person came up with that one idea that trees would be beautiful and they should have them. And we're still doing it today, years and years later. So it just goes to show you, when you have an idea, if you put it into action, you can make a big difference. So since that time, 250 million trees have been planted with Arbor Day. So that's pretty amazing.
This was actually the elementary school that my children went to. And about 20 years ago, my son came home from an Arbor Day celebration with this little sapling that you're about to get. And he came home and he said, I'm going to plant this now, and I think someday it'll grow into a big tree, but I'll probably be really old by the time that happens. Well, I left the house today. That is by far the biggest tree on my entire block. So if you think that each one of you plants one of these saplings today, and if each one of the classes every year were to do the same thing, just think about how many trees we would have right here in East Brunswick and how beautiful that would look and what a good thing you would all be doing for the environment. So just think about that. I think that's a great thing, and I want every one of you to take that sapling today and make sure you plant that. And in a couple of years, you'll be amazed at how big that tree has actually grown.
Tonight was a great event where two of our staff members, Mrs. Kristen Bubness and Mrs. Joanne Fickey, have been training with our girls for about 6 weeks on preparing for a 2-mile run. The whole purpose has been to get the girls and promote physical activity for our girl population, so it's been a great night.
Many years ago, Kristen and I were talking about running and how great it would be is if we could get the girls interested in doing some type of physical fitness. We looked into some programs, and one in particular that we found was a Fit Girls program, and that's kind of how we got started.
When we first started, the first year we were planning on having the girls run a 5K, and unfortunately it got canceled, but it turned out for the best because we were able to start this tradition of running 2 miles on the track instead. And I think 2 miles on the track allows the parents to come and cheer. It's a shorter distance, which makes it more attainable for all of the girls, and that tradition has held up. We've done 9 years of a 2-mile race at the track at the end.
Usually it's a 4th and 5th grade girl club that we're doing, and we have on average about 35 students. Today we had about 28 that were running.
We started about 6 weeks ago, and we start from the beginning doing short intervals of running mixed with short intervals of walking. So the very first day of practice, those 2 minutes of running felt forever to the girls, and then we've geared ourselves up to, we ran about 20 minutes straight leading up to tonight, and then we did one practice 2-mile race at school as well.
The biggest goal that I have for the girls is to see girls actually run for 2 miles. I think for them it's a really big accomplishment, and we also hope that it's something that they will continue to do in the future, possibly either for recreation reasons, for themselves, or part of a team.
When we started this, we didn't want necessarily the most athletic girls. We looked for this as a way to get everybody involved in running. Running is something that you don't have to be the best or the tallest or the fastest. It's something you can get out there and do. So our goal was to reach out not just to the athletic girls, but the girls that were looking for kind of a sport that they could do as well. We're very lucky that on race day, we usually have a handful of staff members who show up to cheer the girls on, and we couldn't do it without them. We fine-tuned it to the point where the girls have their race numbers and we're counting their laps, and we couldn't do that without a lot of people at the finish line kind of keeping track of that.
I think it was just great to see the girls succeed and be able to congratulate them at the end of the night. Congratulations.
The accomplishment of the girls finishing. I think they feel really good about themselves, and that's really what we want them to feel.
And I always like the girl who is smiling when she's running because she realized that this isn't as hard as she thought it was going to be. And you see her come around and she's tired, but she's happy. And I saw a lot of those girls today.
The East Brunswick High School boys track and field team recently held Senior Day, honoring the graduating seniors with an on-field ceremony before the meet. Let's check out the action and meet the seniors. The East Brunswick High School class of 2017 will be graduating soon, and it's time to place your order for a DVD or Blu-ray copy of the ceremony. From pomp and circumstance to the tossing of the caps, you'll get all the action and see each graduate receive their diploma on a professionally mastered DVD or Blu-ray. Order forms will be given out to students and are also available at the East Brunswick Public Library. You can even order online at www.ebtv.org and pay with credit card or PayPal. Order today to avoid a $5 late fee on orders placed after July 1st. For every copy sold, a portion will be donated to the East Brunswick Education Foundation. So order your copy of the 2017 East Brunswick High School graduation ceremony now. It's a keepsake that graduates and parents alike will treasure for a lifetime.